Yeah, my dad worked in a junkyard, and he said if he had 3 of the cars that he had smashed, he's like, he would always say, if I only had just 3 of those cars.
See, that's what hindsight will do for you. I'd have bought up every 55 Chevy, I don't care what kind of shape it
Yep,
was in.
every piece, part.
I never would have left Corpus Christi. I was a junkyard down there. And that's the thing, that would have kept me from the Boeing Company. I never would have left town. I'd have been the happiest camper in town with every Chevy part that the guy needed. Today, that used to be $50, John, but now it's 5,000. How many of those you want? I can deal with that, okay? But that's when gas really was cheap. Like, I don't know, 13, 14 cents a gallon. And
Yes, please, these 2 here.
Sorry.
No, you're totally fine.
Thank you, sir.
We're just visiting with our friend.
No, that's okay. Y'all take this time.
Our uncle.
Our uncle.
oh man. I guess in our little growing up life, Corpus Christi was like 100,000 people at the time when I was growing up down there. Mm-hmm. That was not considered a large city at that point in time. It was large, probably one of the largest towns that we actually lived in. Normally we wound up in some place in Arkansas or Texas, 25, 30,000 people. Getting out here in these little towns, Comanche, I think, was 2,900 or something like that. Corpus Christi was a major naval base, and still is. During the Second World War, they had aircraft carriers out there in the Gulf of Mexico. The pilots all trained around there. They had airfields built around the whole city of Corpus Christi for takeoff and landing. Some of them took off, and some of them didn't land. So if you went flying out there, which I did with Civil Air Patrol, you could see a crash site somewhere. Happened maybe 15, 20 years ago. Might have been a fatality, maybe not. They cleaned up most of the wreckage, but there'd be a burn spot out there in the middle of some kind of cornfield and all that kind of thing. And that was those young kids, 18, 19, 20 years of age. They didn't know one end of a tractor from another. And they drove in there in a tractor, and the next day they were in an airplane trying to figure out how to get the thing back on the ground. Mm-hmm. So you can imagine while they hit it instead of landed on it. But the thing is, 100,000 people felt like a little country town. You could get around. We actually had a downtown section at a lower level, down around where the beach was, the boat slips and stuff like that. And then uptown was on top of a hill. You had a road that would drive you to uptown Corpus or downtown Corpus. Real uptown and down. Some of the stores were up there, some of them were down here. But we just took all that stuff for granted. You get from one end to the other in 15 minutes. No bypasses or anything like that. You were just riding the city streets, whatever they were. Never complained. None of our guys ever complained about, hey, I can't get over to Bill's house or Joe's house. Or, man, the traffic, it sure is rough right here. Traffic, we didn't know what that word was. If whatever we were on or in was running, we was a happy camper. It could be a motor scooter, it could be a car, it could be a bicycle. We didn't care. As long as it had wheels on it, make it go.
Yep.
And that was the whole challenge of life at that point in time, is something's got to have wheels on it or don't bring it home.
In Medford, it's East Medford or West Medford. And if you lived in East Medford, you're uppity. If you live in West Medford, you live in the hood.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
But when I grew up in the Bay Area, there's some serious hoods in the Bay Area.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I bought my first house and my second house in West Medford. And they're like, you live in the hood. And I would open up the door and go, where? What do you consider a hood? Because I lived where there were gangs over there, gangs over there, gangs over here, you know.
Oh.
I mean, Alameda, I remember Alameda used to have that naval housing down by the tunnel going into Alameda. There was a large naval housing project there. And every time the ships came in, and the Navy brought their families, they would all be Filipino, they'd all be Asian, most of them Asian. And so they would say, whenever the ships would come in, the crime rate would go up really high.
Oh, yeah.
And then when the ships went back out, crime rate went back down again.
Hey, aren't we doing the same thing now with the illegal immigrants? They come in this door, we ship them out that door.
Yeah.
Best way to clean house.
But it was, there was a lot of Asian gangs that came with them.
Oh, yeah.
And Alameda was like notorious for Asian gangs when the Navy came back home. It was crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Oh, goodness.
I told you about that plane crash. Did I tell you about that plane crash? So in 77, so I was, 66, 76, I was 10 years old. Just before I moved to Pleasant Hill, I would say that was earlier than that. It was, because I lived on St. Charles Place. Grand Avenue was about a quarter mile, half mile to the house.
Okay.
Grand Avenue was where Alameda Hospital was. And that street, Grand Avenue was was like the doctors' houses, the rich houses.
Oh, yeah.
And they all had the cottage style with the wood shake roofs, you know? And there were two A6s that flew out of Las Vegas, and they went by Travis Air Force Base, and the pilot and his wingman wanted to tour the Bay Area.
Okay.
They flew over Alameda, and then the wingman disappeared.
Uh-oh.
And what happened was his plane went straight down. It broke Mach 1, so it was like 850 miles an hour,
Yeah.
and hit an apartment complex
Goodness.
a half mile from our apartment.
Oh, wow.
Exploded, killed like 35 people.
Okay.
The fuel tank on the plane was still intact. It was punctured, and it was shooting pressurized jet fuel 200 feet in the air, and it was raining down on all those wood roofs.
Wow.
So there was like 30 houses on fire.
Okay.
So we heard the explosion, saw the smoke, and then every fire department from Oakland and Alameda was heading out there to put that out. My mom called Dad and said, "Hey, something big happened here." And Dad was out at Travis, and he said, "I heard about it. I'm on my way."
Okay.
He comes, he came home and he goes, "Wow, I could see all the smoke." He goes, "You want to go see it?" And I'm like, "Sure." So we went for a walk, and we walked down to Grand Avenue, and just saw the flames line up everywhere, and all the houses on fire. And so what happened? My dad said they took the wreckage of the plane and they took it to the hangar.
Okay.
And tried to put it back together to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
What happened was he was smoking in his cockpit.
Oh, boy.
A piece of hot ash landed on his oxygen hose
Yeah.
and blew up inside his cabinet.
Ooh, man.
And he went stick forward, straight down.
Good grief, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Man, oh, man.
And so next door was another apartment complex. There was a lady there that used to babysit me every now and then. She said, we went and saw her when she got out of the hospital. She got injured. She was okay, but she got injured. She was sitting on the couch when that thing hit that apartment complex. She said she was just sitting on the couch watching TV, and the explosion blew her all the way into the bedroom.
Good grief, good grief.
And glass hit her, and that's cut her up, and that's put her in the hospital. But she said that was something that she never, I was like, what happened, you know? And then I read a story about it, because it was one of those childhood memories. I wasn't quite sure if it was true or not.
Yeah.
So I actually searched through stories, and some guy actually made a website about it because he remembered when he was a
Oh, yeah.
kid. And he said there was another strange thing is there was a guy hiding in Alameda. He was wanted for murder. And so what that guy did is after the plane crashed, he snuck onto the wreckage and he put his wallet in the wreckage so
Oh
they
my
would think he got killed in the accident.
Right.
And they thought that was true for a moment, and then they found him and they caught him. So
See, there's good and bad and ugly and everything that goes on out there. You got to give the guy some marks for creative thinking in a case like that. Didn't have to worry about erasing fingertips. Go find a plane crash someplace or other and claim it.